Hi, hello everyone. Once again, thank you for being here today and for your time to listen about our Wesoła district. My name is Agata Bisping, and I work at the Kraków Festival Office, which is the city unit that is responsible for holding and running major cultural activities in Kraków. And I run a unit within the Kraków Festival Office that is called the Trend Observatory for Culture, in which our team tries to spot the trends and signals of change and signals of new that may affect how the culture will shape the narratives of the future or help shape narratives of the future, and how culture can also be of help in changing places, in short. I'm taking you to the Wesoła District here in Kraków. I'll try to do it. Yeah, here in Kraków. So, what is Wesoła and what it used to be? So Wesoła is a almost 10 hectares of greenery field in Kraków that used to be a hospital district in which almost 14 hospital units are placed. By hospital units, I mean buildings. The oldest one is dated back to 1634. The youngest one, the one I'm currently sitting at, the design pharmacy today, has been built in the late 60s. So this is the part of the green fields at Wesoła. This is the overview of where we are at. If you can see my cursor, I don't know. Maybe you can see a green round place. This is the old market square, and the red or orange spot is Wesoła, which in zoom looks like this. It's kind of a triangle shape within 14 buildings and, as I said, 10 hectares of greenery. Its positioning within the city is of major relevance because it is only 10 minutes away from the main market square, which is the major touristic attraction here in Kraków. Wesoła is also twice as big as the main market square. It is 5 minutes on foot from the central train station, and pretty much it is in the very heart of the old city of Kraków, which is kind of unique because there is no such green space and so much filled with old trees and shadow within the city center. So where we are exactly, we are here, and this is the place we are talking about. As you can see on your left-hand side, there is the Kraków Old Town and the main market square. So, apart from the fact that Wesoła consists of this great, vibrant zeitgeist, as you can see here, it is also a set of 14 old buildings that needs to be renovated, that needs to be refurbished, and which purpose needs to be rethink. Here you can see the lists of the buildings, the pictures, its infrastructure. You can see this building that is called Kopernika 17 on your left-hand side in the corner, in the left upper corner. This is the building that has 23 cubic meters, 6,500 square meters. So you can think of the scale of the renovation, the social revitalization we are facing here. But also, Wesoła, apart from the fact that it's a heritage and legacy, it's also its interior, which is obviously a part of heritage and legacy, which needs to stay in a way because it's being held under the preservation officer, but also can be used as an opportunity. As you can see, within the last 2.5 years, we've been trying to change this place by bringing here some vibrant events, mainly because we, as the Kraków Festival Office, are the ones that hold major events, cultural events here in Kraków. So we thought that why not, in this participatory process, use culture as a magnet for having people come to Wesoła, and first of all, to get to know this place, test this place in various occasions, opportunities, events, and what can we do with it? What can we do with the knowledge that we get from people that come and experience this place with us? So let's recap what kind of place Wesoła is. First of all, because it is a former hospital area, it is also important to note that the very last hospital and its patients moved out from this area only in September 2023. So we are not talking about an abandoned place that stood empty and still for decades. It used to be a running and very, so to say, vibrant hospital district up until 2.5 years ago. What is also important that this place has no permission from the city residents. It's kind of a social agreement that residents said, okay, city, you can buy this place from the city, from the hospital, but you cannot sell this place to any real estate developer. So it can build any kind of housing estates here whatsoever. And this whole area, and I mean by whole area, I mean both the buildings and the greenery, is under the Historic Preservation Officer's supervision. What does it mean in practice? It means that if we would like to put anything within this place, both inside or outside or outdoors, that would stay here with us for some longer time, we need to each time consult the design, the project with the preservation officer, and ask whether it's possible and what one, under which condition. The only exclusion is the design pharmacy, because somehow it's not being placed in the official documents when it was built. So we are lucky enough to, in a way, be here as a guerrilla pharmacists that heal this this whole area. So what to do with it? What can we do with it? Wesoła was bought by the city in 2019 from the university hospital, and within the years from 2019 till 2023, we had the pandemics, obviously, and then pretty much no idea how to deal with this place. There has been some consultations with the citizens. What are the highlights of what should be or could be done at Wesoła, but there was no decent participatory process or design process led to help the city get the idea how this place can be redeveloped. And this task was assigned by the city of Kraków to Kraków Festival Office to find out what people would like to have in this place and how to socially revitalize it. So the director of the Kraków Festival Office, my boss, runs this process and is the brain behind it, Karolina Pietera. She figured out that we can design Wesoła, and she framed based on what we already knew about Wesoła and its challenges, the frames for the design process. We are in a situation in which we know, and this is our frame, that Wesoła is a process, not a project. The difference is that a project has its end line, and it ends with certain solutions, whereas the process allows us to align with the needs and the future needs of the residents and of the city for Wesoła. Another assumption for this design process is that we will have engaged residents in the participatory process only if they will know that what they tell us will be listened and that we will be able to do something with it, and that it will not be a long promise that can be done within the next 10 years. But if they say that they don't feel safe, we as the municipality will do something about it. We figured out also that we can use the futures thinking methodologies to help us think about the futures both with residents and the municipality, so that the solutions that we designed are not short-sighted, but are far-sighted, and that we can, in a way, together see the future for Wesoła and check if we can agree on those futures, and then move back to today to have them executed. And we also are aware with this design process that the creative solving problem by non-professionals, people that are not trained in creative thinking or in design thinking or futures thinking, have some limitations. But then again, those extrapolations and using imaginations and futures helped us get the ideas from the citizens that otherwise would be focused only on today's problems. And that we want a future for Wesoła, not only an update. So we figure out how to engage all within the process, participatory process in a district that has no residents of its own. So we figure out that we will use the quadruple helix methodology, in which we would like to meet people such as residents, academia representatives, private sector representatives, and public sector representatives, all together sitting in one place to have them discuss the most important issues for Wesoła. We also know that the SDG goals and the natural environment is of major importance for the city of Krakow, and heritage and legacy, out of which we are defined in a way in Krakow, that we need to have that as our guidelines for the city, for Wesoła District. Karolina, while she was thinking about how to handle this process, she was also introduced within the buildings at Wesoła, looking for a place in which Krakow Festival Office could have its seat. And she came by a former pharmacy, in which I'm now today talking to you. It's called Design Pharmacy because it used to be a hospital pharmacy. And as pharmacy is within the heart of Wesoła, it was the great opportunity to make this building a centerpiece of the participatory process for Wesoła, because it was a building in which we could be seated. It means that we could and we can invite people for the workshops, for meetings, for doing consultation work, but also to show people around Wesoła and how it may look like. Also, what is important is that having design pharmacy and those non-professionals and people from different parts of the quadruple helix, we thought that we need some help, more help with helping people imagine futures for Wesoła and thinking about the futures and designing Wesoła or prototypes for what Wesoła may look like. So we decided to open design pharmacy to designers that still are helping us shape the narratives, but also the events and opportunities for people and occasions for people to come to design pharmacy in Wesoła. And each of those designers, our residents, run their own small businesses or activities, but also because they pay smaller rent for being here at Design Pharmacy, they are obliged to work with us as KBF on such activities that will help people, first of all, understand what Wesoła is, where Wesoła is, and imagine how we both, the residents of the city and the city, can change Wesoła. The other important factor in helping imagine Wesoła differently is the Trend Observatory for Culture, which is helping future Wesoła. We at the Trend Observatory for Culture monitor and study behaviors, preferences, lifestyles of creators, producers, but also we see how technology changes, how the society changes, and we try to understand why this change happens and accommodate to the way we will shape Wesoła in the first place. But as it happens, we are also helping other city units to see future for the city differently. So the framework for Wesoła would be to understand where we are what we are dealing with, what kind of place this is, and what are its main challenges. Then we would dive into the future to see how it might be, to look for signals of change, the trends, to see how the society, technology, and because of that, the city can change and the residents can change. And then based on that, we can try to design how we would like Wesoła to be. And then we will try to have that prototyped and test and verify, and then iteratively get back to the designing process. With all that in mind, in April 2023, we started a participatory process in which we have over 400 people involved from a variety of units from Krakow, from academia, private sector, public sector, from people from schools, high schools, from corporate units. And we have designed workshops that run through April 2023 up until December 2024. And it was a consecutive process in which we had the first workshops for 2023 designed, and we knew what we wanted to talk about throughout that year, but what we would talk about in 2024, it was designed based on previous experience and on previous research and information that we got from people participating in the workshops. We added to that imagination workshops, which are workshops run for the purpose of the applied PhD, in which we specifically use the futures thinking methods to help people move into 2050 and imagine Wesoła only then, and then get back to 2024 back then, and see how we can change Wesoła based on what future may look like in 2050. And based on this process in which we collected what was done and thought of and consulted for Wesoła from 2010 up until 2023. And then we summarized our knowledge that we have managed to gather from the participatory and research process. We have come to a major conclusion that the respite, that the feeling of resting, of becoming an excluded place within the city in which you can, in a way, hide, but simply rest here, was the main value, the main asset for this place. And sometimes it is contradictory to what people feel while coming here, because they feel that this place is empty or abandoned or lonely, because the scale of the place is overwhelming. But then again, if you listen to 400 people and what they have said us throughout this participatory process, is that this ability to hide within the havoc and the chaos of the city is something that they value the most. And based on that value that we have managed to research, and based on all those workshops, we have prepared a summary of participatory activities. That is a document that summarizes all the information that we have gathered throughout these workshops to some clusters to help the master plan team design the document and the infrastructure for future Wesoła. And there were some obvious conclusions, like people would like to have more shared spaces, green spaces, that they cherish the leisure time space, the flaneurism culture in which you basically stroll around the city or someplace, and just by serendipitous meetings, you find something nice to do and spend time. To have at Wesoła places for innovation and experimentation and new ways of living, because as you know, Wesoła has no residents of its own. We know that residents are important for keeping some places alive. So we tried to speculate. How do you make place vibrant and livable, but not selling this place to private owners. So we came with this idea of putting the greatest, the largest place in here as a co-living for artists and academic researchers. And then various aspects of safety popped up, and Wesoła was being treated as an experimental place for having some more in-depth research on how you can provide a food safety for a city within the city. So all those summaries was a major input to the document that is called Master Plan for Wesoła, which have been concluded last year. And by the end of June 2025, the full document, you have a QR code in here. So if you're interested, you are having an executive summary within that link to guide you through what is the final result of the research, and next a half of a year of working of a master plan team that included Karolina Pietera as a representative of the social side. Then we have people from the company that runs this place administratively. We have the chief architect of the city, the line architects of the city, the landscape architect, and people responsible for resources in city of Krakow. And they have come up with this master plan in which every part of Wesoła is being designed. As you can see, there are some land use plan for how to arrange this place, what is prioritized and what's not. And also, if you can see, the input that we gave from the summary of the participatory process is being taken into consideration in thinking about the functions of facilities. So you can see that the innovation, the new ways of living, that the food safety or the green spaces or shared spaces, it's all being put in there. In each building, nothing is pulled down, everything is being kept. Some buildings are added, but only with the public purpose or artistic or innovation purposes. And also, what's more, the master plan, it's not only a concept, it's also a investment tasks. So this idea is being then put into 20 investment tasks, divided into 3 phases throughout the next 10 years. And we are looking for 1.2 billion Polish zlotys. So if you find anyone that would be interested in investing in placemaking and place-led developments, you know where to find me. I do cordially invite you to talk about how we can make Wesoła a better place with this master plan being implemented. So, summarizing, what are the heroes for Wesoła? The orchestrator, so the brain behind the whole process, a person that can easily change hats and talk with different actors that pull different strengths with this district. And this is Karolina Pietera, who is responsible for the participatory process, but also for being able to translate what Wesoła is for the city to the city, as she is the city representative, but also what Wesoła is to us, people that work at Kraków Festival office and the team that runs the participatory process, and later on to the residents, both of the design pharmacy and of the city, while running the workshop. And she's also the one that orchestrates and runs this process as it proceeds. The team that runs the workshops, that listens to the people, that listens to residents, that listens to people at the municipality. And what is pretty much interesting in here is that this is the team of people making waves. So we do not necessarily do everything accordingly. Sometimes we are disruptors to make people think differently about how people can change and how they can think differently in the future. And the way we work, it's a combination of using methodologies such as space as a service, or future thinking methodologies, or academic research into PAR being turned into research for Wesoła and then applicable solutions. What may go wrong for Wesoła? Obviously, having a Wesoła master plan and having master plan divided into investment tasks doesn't mean that the politics or short-sightedness may not come into way, and it may not change anything, but so far so good. We have been chosen also as one of 4 examples of a well-conducted participatory process by the European Committee of Cities and Regions. And maybe with that, we can still stand with our commitments to the fact that we would like this place to be as it is introduced in master plan, and that this place will be kept for citizens according to what they have told us throughout the participatory process. And thank you.